Hello dear friends, let's talk about problems of BMW 5 E60. BMW 5 E60 engines and 53 6-cylinder regular injector failures. BMW 5 E60 525i possible problems with fuel injector. NOx sensors, bobbins, engine software problems. BMW 3, 5 and 6 direct injection petrol engines malfunction in the injection system. Symptoms: engine malfunctioning and engine failure warning light on. In addition, the car can only be driven in safety mode. The BMW models with the 2.5 and 3-liter petrol engines were affected, which are from March 2007. The engines are fitted to the 523i, 325i, 525i, 330i, 530i and 630i. Two reasons for failure are suspected. Defective injectors are installed. In addition, the engine control software was causing the problem and needed to be reinstalled. BMW 5 E60 3.0 258 HP type N52 wrong valve clearance. The reason is insufficient lubrication and the symptom is a loud clatter under the hood. Repair requires removal of the head. The fault is not so widespread. Clogged oil separator filter. The failure is manifested by the fact that the engine begins to consume a lot of oil, as much as 0.7 to 0.8 liters per 1000 kilometers, or ejects it. Very common failure on 525i and 530i models, 4 and 53 engines, due to frequent injector failures. Nozzle failure results in increased oil consumption and damage to the inner walls of the cylinders, so engine replacement is often required. Frequent fuel failures of high-pressure pumps on 525i and 530i models. The turbocharged 535i seems prone to problems with the turbocharger as well as problems with the high-pressure fuel pump of the engine. Problems with the turbocharger, it seems to be a problem with the rattle of wastegates. It is assumed that the problem is caused by subsequent adjustment of the engine, chipping of the engine, or that by changing the program of electronic engine control this sound can be eliminated. Early versions of the V8 engine on the 5 series were known for their oil and coolant leakage due to poor seals on parts such as the valve cover, crankcase and water pumps. This problem is limited to 4 and 4 liter V8 engines in the 545i by 2005. There have also been complaints of leaks over the 4 and 8 liter engine used in the 550i in 2006, but newer models have proven better. With the BMW M5, the oil pump may not deliver the required oil pressure, and the engine may be destroyed. Some vehicles have lost engine power. Due to a hardware failure within the engine control unit, there is a potential for a loss of engine power. The vehicles were recalled and their control unit replaced. For gasoline, the problem of ignition coils or individual components of the fuel system, fuel pressure sensor and fuel pump in the tank. Noise from the engine compartment, even with the new car from the showroom. The solution to the problem involves replacing the belt, pulley and tensioner. A fault with the high-pressure fuel pump of petrol models can lead to a loss of power without warning and does not occur on BMW diagnostics. This led in 2010 to the withdrawal of the BMW 5 E60 and E61 sold in 2007 2010 in the USA. Recall of the BMW vehicles with 6-cylinder 2.5 and 3.0-liter gasoline engines. These are N51 from 1991 to 1995, N52 since 2005, and N55 6-cylinder turbo diesel since 2009. The crankshaft timing adjustment unit, VANUS, housing screws for intake and exhaust valve control can be loosened or unscrewed. The engine failure warning lamp occurs in such circumstances, but if drivers experience any loss of power, they should contact service immediately. On all diesel engines in the years 2003/2004, 4 and 6 cylinders on the suction branch, the vane wings can be broken off and intruded into the engine, resulting in engine failure. It avoids swirling the flaps, but it will then be a less efficient engine. The first sign of an impending whirlwind problem is very poor idling. Particular filter diesel problems and consequently turbine problems most commonly at 320D with the BMW 5 used often for short distances in cold weather. If problems occur, the car should not be continued, as the increase in pressure in the exhaust can stop the turbine from turning, causing the turbine bearing to overheat and damage. Problems with the control chain on the N47 2.0-liter diesel are due to the extended oil change interval. The problem can occur around the 5th year of vehicle operation and about 150,000 kilometers. From 80,000 kilometers onwards, it is best to change the oil every 15,000 kilometers maximum. On the BMW 5 525D, the clutch and flywheel run like a 3.0 engine and are much longer than the flywheel on the 520D, which often causes problems. BMW 525D crashes more often than the 525D or 530D. The engine starting problem with the BMW 5 530D can be caused by a problem with the crankshaft position sensor located on the top of the engine. The 3.0D 6-cylinder inline engine is considered by many to be a much more reliable 2.0D engine. And even if something goes awry, it will be quite a bit of a blame. After 300 kilometers, there are problems with the injectors, which can be repaired fairly cheaply. Sometimes a problem with the fuel pump. In addition, with high vehicle mileage, there is a real risk of failure of the turbocharger. But due to the high cost of the new turbine, it is necessary to overhaul the used turbine. As for the floating wheel, which is the Achilles heel to many modern turbo diesel, it also breaks down in the BMW. The situation is similar in the case of crankshaft pulleys, and more precisely torsional vibration dampers. General warning about automatic transmissions. Whether you have a full BMW service booklet, it will never change the oil in the automatic transmission at regular service stations. It is recommended to change the oil every 150 kilometers or preferably at every other service. The noise when changing gears between P and R or N to 530D suggests that the automatic transmission is worn out and needs to be replaced. When the tire sucker is fitted with the metal cap, the TPMS valves are prone to failures due to the corrosion effect between the valve metal cap and the metal valve. This is easily prevented by installing plastic instead of metal valve caps. Gap clearance. BMW 5 E60 owners like to force the power steering by turning it in place, which, with wide tires, is detrimental to both the tires and the steering. Disc wear. The problem lies in the fact that the brakes need to stop a car weighing more than 1.7 tons, and BMW drivers usually drive hard. As a result, the discs, especially the front ones, wear out quickly, and this can easily determine how the car is driven and maintained. The electrical problems with the BMW 5 E60 are mirror adjusting electric motors, tailgate switch, or window electric motor control. It should be noted, however, that these shortcomings are rather sporadic. There is a problem with the electronic control unit located in the styrofoam below the spare wheel, where it is vulnerable to water penetration into the trunk. Clogged water drains in the back door allow sludge to form, fill the door with the water, and cause electrical problems and drain the battery. The first BMW 5 models often have problems with iDrive management by the end of 2003. In principle, the problem was solved. Low battery power caused by poor connection, incorrectly mounted battery cable, loose cable on connector. To battery cables leads to fault readings on the instrument panel, automatic transmission failure warning, to various other false messages on the instrument panel, including cancellation of the last lights. Can also cause the engine to stop or fire in the boot. This should be corrected by the vehicle recall service, but also the recorded failures in the ECU should also be cleared. On some BMW 5 E60s equipped with seat heaters, excessive contact with the reinforced sides of the front passenger seat backrests when entering and exiting a vehicle can damage the heating mat found in this area. If this happens, excessive heat may be present at this location when seated. The heating mat may damage or melt a small hole in the underside of the back street on the side. When this happens, the smell of burning will be felt and small amount of smoke will be noticeable. In some cases, a small hole in the side of the backrest may damage the clothes of the seated passenger. In rare cases, this can lead to minor or superficial skin injury. Possible microprocessor errors in the airbag control unit can cause output signals from the control unit to appear immediately after the ignition is switched on. In adverse conditions, this can lead to security components and the security system can be activated. Vehicles with this problem were recalled to service. BMW repairers report rusty brake pipes at 90,000 kilometers with the BMW 5 525i. Some cases of corrosion of brake pipes on cars only after 6 years. The shape of the tank washer fluid reservoir causes the sediment to collect in the narrower sections at the bottom, where there is little movement of the fluid to dilute. The pump then becomes more and more blocked. The flow is limited so that it cannot spray the liquid on the sprinklers. Keep in mind, if you notice peeling paint on the outside of the rearview mirror, don't panic, this problem is almost standard code BMW 5 E60. BMW 5 E60. If you leave out the weak 2.0 diesel, the 5 proved to be a durable car. Advantages of the model: robustness, attractive appearance, good corrosion protection of the body, comfortable interior, generous equipment, wide selection of engines, excellent handling. Do not expect operations cost to be low, however. Yes, you can use cheaper replacement and the services of independent mechanics, but remember that they need to be experts in modern equipment and experienced. Improper debugging can put you in more serious trouble, including financial ones.